Fuck. What the heck? Alright. Alright, hello everyone. My name is Yusuf. You can call me Yusuf or Yusuf Rhymer, or you can call me whatever you want. I don't fucking care. Yeah, so I'm gonna make this is a tutorial on how to make trap melodies. Um, so I mean, okay. So this is a tutorial. This is a tutorial on making very simple trap melodies, because of course there are more complex melodies. There's some trap songs that you hear that have chords and the melody playing at the same time. You know what chords are, I hope. Chords are when you're playing more than one note at the same time. Those are all chords, examples of chords. They're not good ones, but they work as my examples. So there's melodies. There's songs where you have chords and you have individual melodies, notes played one after another. Those are melodies. A lot of songs have chords, melodies, and counter melodies, which are other melodies played at the same time as the original melody, the top melody, but either they're played a little bit lower, or they're played quieter, or there's less going on in them than the main melody. So there's really a lot to think about when you want to make a good melody. Most of the tutorials I've found, they do talk about scales that are important for melodies. The main ones that they use, I can't remember the exact name, maybe it's aeolian. Basically, you have the C major scale, which is this. Played in sequence, sounds like that. And then when you want to make a different sound, you have different modes of the scale. So for instance, the Dorian mode is the same major scale, meaning the same notes, all the white notes, but you're starting with D. So God damn it. So you can see it's a completely different sound. And there's darker sounds, like the one that starts with E, or the one that starts with the third note of the scale. C is the first note in the C major scale. It's the root note, it's the first note of the scale. If you start with the second note of any scale, it's Dorian. If you start on the third note, I don't even remember what it's called. I think Phrygian maybe, but maybe it's not. But it sounds a little bit darker. Darker and more mysterious. So a lot of good songs use that one. I mean, and then the most common one, I think the one that Metro Boomin uses, boomin, it starts from the sixth note of the scale, and goes from the sixth note to the sixth note, and it sounds even more dark. It sounds more like, you know, Arabic, or I don't know. Yeah. Hold on, I didn't put chapstick on. I just feel like I'd probably have like a layer of film from just being an all-around, I don't know. Okay, so what I want to focus on for this tutorial is this scale, and explaining how the good sounds come out of it, and also why sometimes you'll use the scale and it won't sound good even though you've used what you think is the scale. So if I want to make a melody with that scale, and I'm going to use a sound that's not, well, yeah, okay, so we'll start with just for the basics, I'm going to start with the piano. These are all native plugins in FL Studio 12, so if you have that or a demo of that, then you should be fine for this tutorial. That's really all you need. So we know that in the mode that we're using of the major scale, which is starting on the sixth note, which is A and C, this is going to be, we want this to be the lowest note in the melody that we play, because the lowest note in the scale is going to determine the sound of it. Is going to have the most bearing on what the sound is. Just like if you have a song and then you change the bass of the song, you can completely change the sound of the song just by changing the bass notes, because those are the lowest notes in the song. Here we're only dealing with the melody, so the bass note for the purposes of the melody is the lowest note, and the low notes, but the lowest one having the most weight. Does that make sense? So let's go, let's just take a basic random thing and follow that one rule. Let's do 2. Just a little bit more, like making sure that we know, making sure everyone knows what the note is that's the lowest note. Because if you play the whole melody and then you only end on the low note, I'm assuming that that wouldn't be as much of an impact of the low note. So we have A, the lowest note, played twice. Let's see what it sounds like. Alright, so that sounds okay. Not good, but that's just the first example. Now I want to show you something else here. What if I only play very specific notes? First of all, there's something called dissonance. There's a concept called dissonance, and it's when you have notes that are right beside each other. Do you see how, like, weird that sounds? That's like really the darkest sound that you could have in 2 notes. I mean, this is also pretty weird. And that's not. So, okay, maybe this, apparently this is the darkest sound, the tritone, or whatever you call it. But then you've got, I mean, that's just the most weird sound, right? In the scale, we have this happening twice. Let's look at all the notes we have. Sorry. B and C, and E and F. Now, let's try something here. Let's use only A and these to make a melody and hear what that sounds like. And I'm doing this completely randomly because I want you to know where you have to think and where you don't, where you can just apply rules. So this is how we're going to figure this out. So that was completely random. I may have thought, like, because it's just, you just naturally, you don't play the same note 5 times in a row, and there's things that I just know not to do, like that, but basically it was random. See, I wouldn't do this, I'd maybe go, maybe that. So you got a basic melody there, and it sounds okay. It's that vibe. You know how like some trap songs, they have that really dark vibe, and some don't? Well, this one has the dark vibe. Okay? It's not great, but it has the vibe. So what else can we do? It's okay. Again, this is the exploration process. Keep the low note as A. Sounds, you can feel the vibe, right? You know these are all the same notes as the C major scale, but A is the lowest note, and I'm only using the weird notes. Now, let's try adding in something that's not one of those weird notes. mm, mm, mm. How does that sound? You can guess it's gonna sound not as dark, but maybe it'll add some color, right? Right? It's like there's like a bit of like it's like a really dark like dark spooky house, but it's like it's like the evening time and the sun's not quite set yet, so you get a little bit of light coming into like the window. That's how I feel about that. But da 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 da, and I that note missing, the notes missing really, like, I feel like it really helps. It adds like a little touch. Okay. Um. Now I want to come back to this because I really like it. But I want to do is um I want to do a few more examples of just random generation of melodies that following a specific rules and see if they sound good or not. So we're gonna place the A. Let's place an A here, and let's place an A here. Completely random. I could have placed it anywhere. Now, the second rule I want to follow is I want to have just the F. I want to have a B. I want to have a C. Whoops. Let's have a space there. Let's have, what am we missing? An E. And let's put a high note. What do you guys think of this one? Is this dark? Is it like a dark sound? I feel like it's dark. Maybe. Maybe. And it feels like there's too much weight at the bottom. Like there's too much weight going on here. Like it's like there's so much dark, like lower tone stuff, and then there's just random like high notes, and it doesn't feel right. Like it's just coming out of nowhere. So why don't I move these up a little bit? And that's an A, and because it's also an A, I'm gonna go ahead and just say, yeah, you can use the A as well as those weird semitone notes. I put the D in, and you can hear how that sounds. It's not as dark anymore. You kind of like, it's like you got a really dark painting and you like spread a bunch of like, I don't know, like a not dark color on top of it. How about we just move everything up? So, I don't like this melody. I've tried a lot of things with it, and it's not feeling right. I'm gonna scrap it. That took maybe 2 minutes to figure out that I didn't like it, and I'll try something else. Because I want you guys to see the creative process here. That not everything that you're gonna come up with is gonna be good, but there are some rules to follow to get the most out of your time. and also that I don't know everything. There's a lot of stuff that I don't know about, like how to make things sound good, and I don't expect to know everything. That would take a long time, and I don't think it's efficient to just try to know everything. I think it's more efficient to know some main, like, key things, and then just fucking trial and error the rest of it. Because, you're in this for the long haul, just, get used to working, basically. Um, there we go. I like this. So, here's another thing I'm thinking, and I'm still exploring, but it seems like the melodies that I've liked a lot have had A and B in them. And they've had a G, but now let's go back. You get G leading to B. Wait, don't tell me I just made the same thing. It's not the same thing. It's similar, but it's not the same thing. Okay, so, now what I want to do is I want to take that melody that I said I liked, put it over here, get a different sound. And this is also a plugin that comes with FL Studio, Sakura. And I'm just looking around for really cool sounds. And I don't know all of what sounds good, but I like this sound. It's got that echo on the background, and it's a pluck. I've had problems finding finding sounds that don't sound too patty but sound good. Bell sounds are always good. Like, here's another thing that I guess I can say. The bells are usually great. Bells? Like, I mean, not all the bells, because some bells are weird. Some bells have like an extra note coming off of them. I mean, this is okay, but not really that good. Too much going on here. I like this bell too. It's like, I don't know, it's more relaxed, I mean not more relaxed, more clean and smooth. I guess now we're leaning more towards things that are less smooth sounding. That's what I was going with this. It's got more, I don't know if you call them like frequency harmonics. I don't know what the word is for it, but and then layering is also good. So, back to this one. And I'll go through a few melodies that I made before this thing started, as I was just experimenting. Not as good. And I like this one. But see, okay, And now when I'm noticing that all my melodies have A and then a B later, I'm thinking I want to change that and not do that. Da, da, da. I would have just did the same thing. What if I do this? Still sounds good. That's something I made before and I don't really like it. So whatever. But yeah. If I wanted to make a beat with this, I would look for, you know, some sounds. This, wait, I like this version of it. It's like this. And usually we just use a low, or like the easiest way to make a bass for a song when you have the melody already is just the lowest note of the melody will be the bass. But you don't have to do it that way. But so let me just make the kick first because I find that easier. So kicks. The kicks I like to use are in the 808 Mafia pack. That's all I'm going to say about that. Get this. Might as well get hi-hats. Get some snares. Get some claps. I'm probably not going to use it, but I just like replacing all the instruments we have with those. I hold Alt and press up arrow to move my things around. Like I want that there. So let's see. I will press Control B to duplicate this. Oh, like, come on. Okay, Control B to duplicate this. My bad, I didn't need to do that extra work. Now I'm working with, this is the length I like to use for making my songs so far. And then I'd start with snares, get my, so I know what I'm working with, like the tempos there. It's like my metronome. And then I go, shit, come on. Alright. Okay, I know that works. No, sorry, I was just trying something. Okay, and we have open hats. Guess I'm using this one. There's another sound I like that I found recently. It's in the perks here. Oh. The fuck? Whatever. Oh, never mind. I forgot. It's in my drums. I always get lost looking for the special effects. It's not in Legacy, it's not in loops, it's in instruments, no? Where is it? The drums, this drums, sorry, yeah, okay. And then it should be... I like that. Let's just do it twice. It's a little lower. It's like it's ripping into the snare. And I can move this. I press I held shift and control on a channel, and I use the arrows to move my rolls around. Like I can do this. Shift, control, and then arrows. And you can do that with this too. But it... yeah. Just in case you didn't know that. Now, it's time to make the 808. This is the whole point of all of this, so I can do that. Alright. I add a note here so that I can control all and then press control L to elongate all the notes. Otherwise it does a weird thing, like it stops on the last note not made long. So then I wanted to go to A. Do 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 do. How about that? Do. Like this. So, and cut off that fucking thing. Doo-doo. Sound that I just made in my head, because what happened right now was I heard a car beep outside, and the note that it was playing is the note that I want to add into this song. That's just exactly what happened. So it might sound good, it might not, but I like it, and I know what I want to do to make that sound. I want to use this guitar that I found yesterday, if I can find it. Strings? Shit, stop it. I don't want to hear... Fuck it. Now I'm getting... Okay, fuck it. I'll just start with this, and then I can change the... I just want to make sure I have it there before I, like, lose the idea. Do 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 do. What's that? And turn the volume down because this thing's way too fucking loud. Excuse my language. how's that sound as like a really beginning song? Whoops. Hope this video wasn't too long for y'all. Just trying to live my life. Isn't it like this? Snare, like a, yeah. And then like some other. And again, let's do it again. No. I was getting sick of that guitar now. Fine. That. Something like that. It's really basic. Usually, so I don't know. I don't know if I should stop this video here. Okay, I'm just gonna add on some other stuff now. I'm going to go and I'm gonna add a lower note to this melody. Should I do that? No, I'll add more stuff on top. Sorry. And here it's the same, almost the same deal. You have a bit more freedom in terms of what you want to say now in the melody, because you've kind of laid down the bass and the bass of the melody. You laid down a good framework for feeling of what you were trying to do. But I think you're still limited, like, in terms of let's repeat that. That sounded pretty good. Didn't take too much fucking work, did it? And I mean, I'm just laying everything out on the piano and this other instrument right now to start with. I can always move some stuff to other instruments and add more stuff on other instruments, but I'm trying to keep it simple for learning purposes. So let's copy this here now and see what it sounds like. stuff around on the octaves because sometimes, like, when I'm starting, it sounds okay high, but later on it's like, no, this sounds stupid, so I change it and it sounds better now. I could be wrong, and this whole thing could sound way too busy, and I wouldn't know it yet, because I'm still learning. But, like, that's gonna go. I'm not doing it anymore. So what do you guys think of this as like a basic beat? Like, it's not like I don't know. I just thought of something. So I want that on another separate thing so that I can not have it play sometimes, because it's just a lot. It really is a lot. It sounds good, I think, but it sounds like a lot. So let's put it on something really chilled out, but still good sounding. This is another one of those bell sounds. Anytime it says crystal, you can tell, you know it's a bell. You know it's gonna sound fucking fly. Oh, but I don't like it. It's too... Hold on. Sustain is... So... I don't need any fucking delay. Anyways, so maybe I just taught you a little bit about morphine. You can, if something sounds like it's too much, like everything is like delay or decaying too slowly, you can turn that shit down and the sustain too. And then over here, decay, and here, these are just a bunch of like the effects that you have, like reverb, you have reverb on your effects panel, delay, you have that, and you just have more of that here. It's really redundant, but I still don't like this sound. Now, am I dealing with the wrong... I'm not even using the right fucking morphine. Excuse me. Sorry, but what happened? Okay. Sure. Apparently this is a popular sound. Maybe I'll turn up the thing. day since I was 10, I was up to trapping. All the kids around me at school, they was laughing. But it don't matter cause I always make the money. Now I'm look at them and I know they're the ones that funny. Why you tryna fuck, I fucked up. Sorry everyone, I sorry, I dropped the ball. I can't redeem myself for that. I've never trapped. I was just saying that. Fuck. Fucking. I just went a little too far there. So how do you like this beat? Okay, this is too loud. Too low, maybe. But it's not. It's like this. You guys. Okay, so look, you know, all I was trying to do is tell you guys a little bit about making melodies. I went a little bit overboard. I ended up freestyling. So I hope you like this beat. It's really all I've got. I don't think it's that good, but I like the melody. I mean, by the way, this is something that you probably will want to know, is that if you're a producer and you don't like your shit, or if you tell people that your music isn't good, then most likely they're not going to like it. Because that's part of selling, is that you have to know, you have to believe in what you're selling, or for anyone else to. That's part of, it's like the psychology of it. Like, sorry, that's going to get really, really, like, a lot soon. Like, for instance, like all these good producers, like you can look up Panacho on YouTube, Lester on YouTube, Pilgrim on YouTube. These are just a lot of the names that come to me. There's others that are great too, probably better, but those are the ones that I like. Their artwork, their channel artwork is awesome, and it's like, that's what when people are buying your music, apparently they're also buying into an idea. They're not just buying a beat, they're buying everything around it, including you. So you gotta know who you are and what is awesome about you for other people to buy your shit. So on that note, I think this beat is pretty fucking dope. And I'm not just saying that now to sell it, because I'm not selling it, it's just a tutorial. You probably talk way too much. So I'm done. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you wanted to see more of this. Like it. Oh yeah, and definitely comment and let me know what sounds you would have used instead. Maybe I'll try those out in my next video. Let me know what you liked and you didn't like about this video, and maybe I'll change some things. Or not. Probably will. So, yeah. Excuse me. Definitely not gonna have this in the video, that would be stupid.